His next musical. He has worked with Michael. This will not be the subject of Kenny Ortega's next musical. He has worked with Michael Jackson for years, but never on a project like this. The man behind films like Dirty Dancing and High School Musical, Kenny Ortega, is here. This movie is fantastic. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
And let me ask you this, and we were talking about it in the green room a few minutes ago. To me, the riddle or the mystery was, did he still have it? Clearly he did.
Sure, he sure did, and he believed he did, or he wouldn't be going out. You know, it was one of the big reasons why he wanted to go out, was because he still believed that he had it, and he wanted to be able to share it with his children and the fans, you know, all over the world, while he still could do it.
And the origins of all the stuff that we see on film was what? The idea was to just have it for posterity? Or, I mean, obviously you didn't know...
Right, well the film that was specifically, you know, of Michael on stage rehearsing, where you see him interacting with the band and the dancers and myself, that was just really, we turned the cameras on as a tool so that we could go back and have something to reference later if we wanted to make an adjustment in the music or choreography.
And the thing that I thought was so remarkable, and you've certainly worked with so many people, he really knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
And had this ability to communicate. And I always think people in showbiz never know what they want.
He would always have the seed, if not the big idea, you know, if not the fully realized idea, but was the most open and generous person, and really loved, you know, our participation.
And one thing that I think, obviously his death was an extraordinary shock, but I think some people on the outside thought, well, gosh, people working had to know. He never would have been able to do these concerts, all these other things. The film shows no indication of any of that. It must have been stunning to all of you.
Yeah, I mean, the night before, he had nothing but praises for the cast. At one point, he referenced the rehearsal as the dream coming true, and said, please tell everybody I love them and I appreciate everything they're doing. I'm very happy, he said, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Do you see him in a different light here for people that have sort of felt like they've been inundated with all things Michael Jackson? Do you see him in a different light in this film?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that as we've been told, you know, what we should expect to see. I mean, you see Michael invested, participating, you know, excited, and, you know, invigorated. I mean, and fully, just, you know, fully there. And he's the voice that's telling us all, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's all going to happen. We're going to do this. It's important that we do this.
And you have this sense of how extraordinary this show would have been, if only.
Yeah, you know, that's a call I get a lot from a lot of friends in the industry, entertainers and friends behind the scenes that have called and said, the show is going to be amazing. I mean, it was his goal to have the show of shows. You know, he said to me, if we do our job, Kenny, people aren't going to be able to sleep the rest of the night. They'll be up talking about it, texting it, calling each other well past the sun rising. And he said, and then we'll know that we did our job.
Michael Jackson passes away. Obviously, it's an emotional time for you and everyone else involved. When was the determination made to put out this film? And the turnaround is extraordinarily quick.
Yeah. You know, we did the memorial for Michael, and then there were it didn't seem like any time had passed, really. Felt really like we went from rehearsing the concert at the Staples, you know, pre-London, suddenly, you know, Michael passing, going into the memorial, and then really before you can shake that off, the film was there. And the film really became a kind of a responsibility. We kind of looked at each other and realized the journey wasn't over, that we weren't going to turn the footage over into the hands of people that weren't there, that didn't know we were filmmakers, and that this was now, you know, our responsibility.
You have done a remarkable job, and I have said this here, there are 10 slots for the Best Picture category. Would you like to see something like that? Is it impossible to anticipate something like that?
I think it would be great for Michael, great for his legacy. You know, Michael's an incredible filmmaker. He did so much to inspire musicals, you know, back into our lives with his short films, Smooth Criminal, Beat It, you know, Bad, Thriller, some Black or White, so many. And of course, I think it would be an extraordinary thing, you know, to see that happen for Michael.
Director Kenny Ortega, this is it in theaters running now through Thanksgiving. I think it'll extend beyond that. What a pleasure. Nice to see you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, everybody.
Coming up, the Apple